analyzing McDonald's Malaysia through the lens of economics. So this is my group, consists of me, Kenny, Gabriel, Billy, and Corinthian. Next. So today we'll be analyzing McDonald's through all these elements. First of all, we will introduce the background of McDonald's Global and McDonald's Malaysia, and then we will explore its market structure, which is monopolistic, and then what are the barriers to entries, price, output and demand, profit maximization, and then we will conclude everything. So first, let's get into the introduction. So McDonald's was founded in 1940 by the McDonald brothers in USA, California. It is later expanded by Ray Kroc, and it is currently operating in more than 100 countries globally. So McD Malaysia, the first outlet was opened in 1982, Bukit Bintang, Kuala Lumpur, and currently has more than 370 restaurants across Malaysia. And next, Kenny will introduce the services offered.
Okay, so firstly, I will explain about the service that offered by McDonald's. So McDonald's provides the in-restaurant service where customer can enjoy their dinner or the snack inside in the restaurant. Secondly, is McDonald's also offer drive-thru facility allowing customer to order without leaving their car. Okay, so this is very convenient and save time. So McDonald's also has McCafe, which is serve a variety of coffee, beverage, cake, and dessert for customer who prefer who prefer cafe style inside the McDonald's. Okay. So in addition, customer can order food through the delivery website and mobile phone, making it easier to enjoy McDonald's meals at home. Another service is My McDonald's Rewards, a loyalty program where customer can earn points from purchase and redeem them for free food or special rewards. So lastly, McDonald's also provides birthday party package, which is family can enjoy with their children to celebrate the birthday in the KFC lah. Okay. I didn't see. Sorry, McDonald's. sorry. Okay, so moving on to slide 5. Let's look at McDonald's market structure. So McDonald's operates in monopolistic competition market. Firstly, they have many competitors such as like KFC, Burger King, and Mary Brown. So this means customers have many choices that they can choose to eat in the restaurant. Okay. Secondly, McDonald's differentiates itself through its unique menu, branding, logo, and customer experience. For example, products like Big Mac and McFlurry have made the brand different from the competitor. Okay, although McDonald's can set is on price, it has limited control over pricing because customer can easily choose another fast food restaurant if price become high. Therefore, McDonald's competes by offering promotion, discount, new menu items, and quality customer service to attract and retain customers. Finally, because customers can easily switch to other brands, McDonald's must continue improving its product and service to stay competitive. Moving on to slide 6, let's look how the concept of monopolistic competition play out in the real world. To illustrate this, we compare 3 giant fast food, which is McDonald's, KFC, and Burger King, A monopolistic competition structure is characterized by 4 key elements shown here: many sellers, product differentiation, brand loyalty, and some price control. Okay. For the number one, we will see about the many sellers. None of this brand operate in vacuum or pure monopoly. McDonald's, KFC, and Burger King all compete fiercely with one another, alongside countless other brands and international fast food chains. Consumers have an abundance of choices. Okay, so for the second and perhaps most important is product differentiation. Okay, so this is how this brand prevent the food from becoming basic commodities. They do this through signature item and localization. So for the first one is McDonald's. McDonald's release on its iconic Big Mac and seasonal favorites like the Prosperity Burger, alongside local adaptation like nasi lemak, McD. So for the second one is KFC. Differentiated by focusing on chicken rather than beef, highlighting its original recipe chicken and local twists like nasi lemak KFC. Okay. So for the Burger King, drives out its nature with brand real burger like the Whopper, brand royalty. McDonald's enjoy immense global brand power. KFC leverage loyal fans who specially craft their unique signatures 11 herbs and spicy taste. Burger King capture customers who will prefer the distinct taste of brand grilled patties over grilled fresh one. This royalty is crucial because it gives this firm a mini monopoly over the specific loyal customer base. Finally, because this differentiation and brand royalty, this firm also have some price control. So, under imperfect competition, where firms are strict price taker, this brand can set their own price. They manage this carefully using promotion, value meals, and exclusive deal to adjust price dynamically. We are using a customer base to competitor next door. So, what I can conclusion is this comparison perfectly showcase monopoly competition. While all three sell fast food to the same market, their unique branding, localizing menus, and loyal followings give them the power to set their own price and curve their own distinct market share. That's all from me.
So first of all, there's a really interesting questions regarding this part. If selling burgers is so profitable, then why couldn't everyone just start selling burgers? So with that question, it brings us to the barriers of entry. The barriers to entry. Barriers to entry is basically the roadblocks that keep the competitors out of the market. The first and probably the most obvious roadblock is the massive amount of cash you need just to get the foot in the door. To open a single. The first and probably the most obvious roadblock is the massive amount of cash you need just to get the foot in the door. To open a single McDonald's franchise in Malaysia, it requires a huge amount of cash. So let's look at the actual numbers needed to actually open a franchise. First, start with the franchise fee of 100,000 ringgit. Franchise fee is a upfront payment needed in order to join a franchise system. Then, for equipment, you need an approximately amount of 2.5 million to 2.8 million ringgit just for the kitchen equipment work. Next is the renovation fees, which can go from 1 million to 4 million ringgit. It's totally depending on the location. And then the ongoing royalty fees, which is 5% plus 5% plus 90 to 20%. for things like marketing and operations, and lastly is the mandatory liquidity. To open a franchise, you need at least an amount of 2 million ringgit in liquid cash sitting in your bank account. So when adding all of that up, you need a total of 5 million to 7 million ringgit in order just to open one branch of McDonald's. Next. So let's say that maybe you already have 7 million ringgit lying around. There's still a big hurdle for you to face, which is a strong brand loyalty and trust. McDonald's has spent decades building psychological trust and habits in our minds. So obviously when we are hungry and want something quick, we will always think about McDonald's things and McDonald's. So I've also done an amazing job at localizing their menu. For example, during the festive seasons, they will introduce special meals that suits the festive, such as nasi lemak McD during Hari Raya, prosperity burger during the Chinese New Year. And these meals are only sold for a limited time. And obviously, this will strengthen loyalty amongst the customer. And plus, McDonald's also have their own application for online ordering and loyalty reward programs that keep the customer repeating the orders and coming back to collect the points. So if a new brand tries to enter this burger or the market, they aren't just competing with burger, but they're competing with the decades of intelligent habits built by McDonald's. And in order to break that kind of loyalty, a huge amount of promotions and marketing need to be done, which newcomers struggles to afford. Finally, we have the regulations, legal protections, and economies of scale. First, the food industry is highly regulated, which means that it is strictly held by governmental or organizational standards. In Malaysia, if you don't have a strict food safety setup, and the most important of all, halal certification from Japan, means you're most likely to lose a vast majority of the market. And getting these certifications are not easy because it takes time, money, and strict discipline. And also, furthermore, your brand identity also locked on tight by trademarks. So copying their styles or recipes are completely illegal. But the real secret weapon McDonald's has is their economies of scale. Think about how they buy their chicken, beef, and potatoes. Shockingly, in the menu, the cost per burger is incredibly low because they buy the supplies in massive bulk through an incredibly established supply network. And next, on top of that, because they have over 370 restaurants across Malaysia, they can easily spread out the costs of legal and regulatory compliance. So to sum up, well, the fast food market technically has many sellers on paper, but with heavy financial costs, psychological, and operational barriers has made sure that McDonald's stayed on the top of the market.
So now for my part, I'm going to be talking about the funding demand. From demand for McDonald's output. So we see from this graph, some demand refers to the demand for the products from only one business. So you can see here from the horizontal side, it shows the total output, quantity of McDonald's food sold, whereas for the vertical side, it shows the price. Okay. So basically, also is lower. Okay, so when the price increases, fewer customers buy. So for example, price at 2028, quantity of McDonald's sold is 400. Going on, moving up to 21, 19, and 17 is getting lower, is getting higher and higher. Okay, so basically, lowering the price of a McChicken meal encourages more people to purchase it, increasing McDonald's sales. Next. So this one, side A, I'm going to be talking about the firm and output of McDonald's. This graph shows the relationship between price and McDonald's output. So as the price decreases here, the number of meals sold increases. So for example, at 23.88, the McDonald's quantity of McDonald's meals sold is 488, and moving on to 21, 500, 19, 600, 17, 700. So far we focused on one company. So basically, this shows that lower price increases demand and output, or higher prices reduce them. Next. So for the market demand is the total demand for all fast food restaurants, such as McDonald's, fried chicken, Burger King, and also McD. So this graph is actually similar to the graph I showed just now, but what is different is on the horizontal side, the market output is total fast food meals demand, which is the in this fast food industry for all of the fast food industry like KFC, McDonald's, and also Burger King. So the demand curve also still shows moving downward. When the average price of fast food falls, more people buy fast food. So market demand increases. When the price rise, market demand decreases. So the main difference is that firm demand focuses on one company, as shown in the first slide just now, whereas for the market demand includes all firms in the industry. In conclusion, price has a direct impact on both products. So low price generally increase demand, while higher price reduce it.
Okay, moving on to the next point is now my part. Okay, for this slide, we are now focusing on the profit maximization, which is the factors of production and the cost. So here we can see that in McDonald's, they are more strategical on the land, labor, capital, and the entrepreneurship. On the land here, McDonald's chooses a strategic way. They could gain more customers, which is where more customers is going to be crowded, like high traffic, or in the most attracted spots where most people will go. Second is the labor and the cashiers, cooks and the cleaners, where they will hire more workers to work for the restaurant. That would lessen up the burden and add more to the service to serve more to customers. And on the third one is the capital, which is more related to the equipment. If more we can be specific, is the kitchen equipment, which is more focusing on the fryers, the kiosk, the kitchen equipment, and other more items that the McDonald's has been using in the restaurants. And last but not least is the entrepreneurship, which is the development of management, focusing on the strategic management team, discussing more about the cost, the managing of the restaurant, and other more that relates to the restaurant's system. Okay, below here we can see it is more focused on the fixed cost, the rent, the kitchen equipment, and the cost. And the variable cost, it mostly focuses on the raw materials, the packaging, and the hourly wages. Next. Okay, from here, sorry for the system error. We can see here on the formula, I will explain it, is the first is the total cost equals with the fixed cost plus with the variable cost. That is the most important part to remember. Okay. For McDonald's, their aim is to increase the profit by first investing in automation, which is mostly that is been commonly seen in restaurant of the McDonald's, self-order kiosk, and the apps that we mostly see in our phones, which is the McDonald's apps. Second is the investing in, is the buying ingredients in a bulk from approved suppliers. Okay, from here we can see that McDonald's gain more of their stocks when they added more, so they do not run out of ingredients for the next day, to the next month, and to the next 2 months that they will be in stocks. Thirdly is the opening outlets in the high traffic locations. It is similar to the one that I mentioned before on the slide 13. It is mostly where McDonald's will open up a restaurant where there is more people in a high traffic location where they could stop by and gain more customers strategically to gain attraction for them to stop and eat at the restaurants. Again, last but not least is scheduling labor efficiently during peak hours. Okay, on this one part, this part is, I will explain that, okay, here. When the work efficiency during busy hours, this ensures there are enough staff when demand is high, while avoiding unnecessary labor costs during quieter periods. These strategies help McDonald's control costs and increase profitability. Okay, on to the next point. Okay, okay, bear with me for the next slide. Okay, I will expand on this graph. As we can see here, there's two marginal, which is the marginal revenue, which is mostly focused on the RM, and the marginal cost. Okay, on here we can see the quantity Big Mac. Okay, this here is the price. The price here is only going straight, which is the revenue. Focusing on the price is only 18 ringgits. And from here on the right one is the production cost, and how many Big Macs that were made in this hour. Okay. Okay, from this marginal revenue, as I mentioned, the straight from the blue lines are going straight. This is the profit that the McDonald's wanted to hit. In the marginal cost, when more, here. When the marginal is an extra revenue earned from selling one more burger, the marginal cost is the extra cost of producing one more burger. Because maximizing profit, when marginal revenue equals with the marginal cost, or, okay, in this example, M1 and MC are both RM18. When 5 burgers are produced, if McDonald's produces fewer than 5 burgers, it misses the opportunity to earn more profit. If it produces more than 5 burgers, the cost becomes higher than the revenue, which reduces the profit. Therefore, producing 5 burgers is the profit maximizing output in this example. So, if this burger didn't reach the profit ideal, they do not hit the target of profit. So, therefore, when they add more burgers for more than 18 hours, they will get more profit than the ones that they have hit. And that's all for me. I will now leave it to Winnie to explain the next slide.
Alright, now let's go into the next one. Just now we discussed about MR equal to MC, that's how a company maximizes profit. Now the next question will be, should a company hire more workers to increase productivity and hence increase the output? The answer is no, because we have the law of diminishing returns, and I'll explain this in the graph. Okay, by the way, all the graphs that is shown in our slides are for illustrative purpose. It's not real data, so it's just showing the numbers here, examples. So on the y-axis, I'm sorry to see it, it's the output, which is the number of burgers produced within an hour, and on the x-axis is the number of workers or labor input. Now, as you can see, there are 3 stages. The first stage is called the increasing returns. It means that when they increase one worker, the output also increases, and it increases rapidly until the fourth worker, you'll see at a point where they reach the point of diminishing return, and will enter stage 2. At stage 2, when we continue to increase the number of workers, the number of burgers increase but slow down a little bit more until we reach point number 7, which is worker 7. That's where the maximum yield of the burgers. And beyond that, it's already called the negative returns. It means there's no more burger can be produced. So why is this stage? Because imagine yourself in a kitchen of McDonald's. There are 7 workers, but there are only 3 kitchen appliances. For example, 3 fryers, 3 ovens, 3 ice cream makers. So they are competing for resources, competing for kitchen appliances. They might be quarreling with each other because of overcrowding. So this is why companies have to be careful when they hire workers, because of the law of diminishing return. Next. So to conclude, everything McD is a monopolistic type of competition. It competes with KFC, Mary Brown, Burger King, for example, and the barriers to entry are brand loyalty, high startup costs, and also economies of scale. And just now we learned of the law of demand. It explains the relationship between output, demand, and price. And then we also learned about profit maximization, which is affected by the factors of production, MR equals the basic point, and last but not least, to apply the law of diminishing return. So to conclude everything, why McD is so successful, because it applies all the economic concepts at every stage of operations, because they make informed decisions at every department, and that's why they're so successful beyond 40 years in Malaysia and more than 80 years in the whole world.